Richard, England, France, World Cup's quarter-final, mean anything to you?
Yeah, there's been a few of those in the past, yeah. As everyone keeps saying, the French are odd. They can produce a one-off performance. They haven't produced it yet, and that's the worry. In the World Cup, France will normally produce one stunning performance. So this is a knockout chance. They've got to do it. And the way the French are, there's been that rift between the coaching staff and the players, and you wouldn't put it beyond the French, just as the players, someone like Servat or one of the players, to have an order key to pull that group together really tightly, and play for the players, play for themselves, play for the group. If they've been a bit upset with the coaching staff, and there seems to be that rift, and that can be dangerous if the players suddenly get in a room and say, right lads, let's do it for ourselves, let's go out there and play, then England could get the backlash of that, and the French could suddenly produce a stunning performance. So I wasn't too concerned for the Scotland game. I thought that'd be tough, but I was pretty certain, 99% certain we would win that one. This one against France, now I'm increasingly concerned, because England haven't hit the full straps yet. It's not as if they've been playing superbly well, and the French have got this one big game in them, and if they find it at the weekend, then I think we'll be in a bit of trouble.
Where are England? You said they haven't hit their straps. I mean, it's at times it's been worse than that, haven't they? They've been pretty ordinary at times, and we haven't seen the best of them at all, or anything like their best.
No, you're right. There's been a little bit of it's a bit of fear factor at the moment. I think we need to play a little bit wider and have a go at playing a bit more rugby. Again, I think the comments have been whether or not they know which is the best team at the moment. I don't know, but it was a worry really that the halfbacks didn't perform particularly well. I'm a big Johnny Wilkinson fan, but he and Ben Youngs were disappointing last weekend against Scotland, and the front row were disappointing as well. You know, Matt Stevens was a tough old time there. So when you've got problems in the front row and problems at halfback, you know, that's pretty crucial. So there's some, whether they can produce a really big game again under pressure, or whether there needs to be a change there. That's the key thing. But I don't think that team is settled yet, and most teams who go on to do well in the World Cup, you can pick your team, like in 1991 and other years, when I played, the whole public knew they could pick 1 to 15 with their eyes closed, and I don't think we can do that with the England team just yet. The centre combination, you know, Tyndall or Harvey, there's too many questions at the moment for me in that selection, and there needs to be some decisions pretty quickly made, I think.
Yeah, you mentioned 1991. It was an occasion when a game of rugby broke out in between all the fighting, wasn't it? What are your memories of that day?
I guess it's against
France.
Against France, yeah. Well, in the old days, the French were very volatile. I think they've calmed down a bit now, but the way you used to beat France was you used to wind them up in the press beforehand, and then Brian Moore used to do that mainly in the press for us, and then you'd probably just have to start a fight somewhere in the first 5 minutes, and the French would get very irate. And actually what we did in that game was, the first ball we had, Rob Andrew pumped it as high as he could in the air on Serge Blanco, because Serge Blanco was a major threat at full back. He caught it, and I think the whole of the England pack just ran over him, and with their 22mm studs, and shredded him out the back of the ruck, and the French got very irate with that, and when they get annoyed, they lose their concentration, and then you can start to play, because the French team, if they concentrate and you don't put them off their concentration, are absolutely fantastic. So what England will have to do at the weekend is find ways and means just to upset them, niggle them, and put them off their train of thought.
Clearly you don't endorse any such activity now.
No, you've got to be a bit robust. This is a confrontational game, but nothing too violent, but you've got to be confrontational. It's a physical combat game, and you've got to show who's boss, and England have got to win the physical battle.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.